김 사장님 안녕하세요.
빌리 씨 잘 지냈어요?
네, 잘 지냈어요.
How's the project coming along?
Oh, very well, sir. We should be finished by the end of this month.
That's great. If you excuse me, I have another meeting right now.
네, 알겠습니다.
Hi, I'm Jeff Ting. What you just saw is a demonstration of Billy and Tay demonstrating a Indonesian and a South Korean greeting, a formal greeting after Korean business settings.
As you know, our company, Multimedia Nusantara, is a company that dabbles in offering multimedia services. It offers products such as pay TV, internet portals, IT applications and services, and satellite link data. Now, as you might have heard from the CFO, Mr. Bahari, there's a possibility that we might actually open a new branch overseas, specifically in South Korea. Tay here is going to talk about why South Korea is the way to go.
South Korea is located between China and Japan. It is a very small country. Its population is only 48 million. And it is used to be a very poor country, especially right after Korean War in 1950. However, in Korea right now, they have one of the most advanced technologies in the world. You might ask yourselves why we are going to Korea. Why do we open our branches in South Korea? I would say because South Korea's economy has been experienced economic and technological booms for the past few decades. It's definitely good. It's definitely profitable to a company like ours. Then you might ask, how are we going to compete with other companies that are already established in South Korea? Answer to that is very simple. Our low-priced products should give us large advantages in South Korea's technology market.
In order to familiarize ourselves with the Korean business, customs, and environment, office manners, dining manners, and consumer manners are what we are going to cover today. Here we have Tay talking about office manners.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tae, and today I'm going to talk about office manners in South Korea. According to Mr. Kim, who we interviewed last Saturday, there are so many different kinds of office manners in South Korea. It is hard to mention and memorize all of them. However, Mr. Kim pointed three important office manners in South Korea: greetings, eye contact, and dress code. Greetings. Here, Indonesia and South Korea are both Asian countries. We know why we're bowing to superiors, and they know why they are bow to superiors. However, there is a difference between Indonesian bow and Korea's bow. In Korea, they usually bow lower than we do. And also, their greeting order is very important. In Korea, they usually bow first and then shake hands with the person. They do not shake hands first and then bow. It is very important. If you go to Korea and shake hands with superiors first, it's going to be very rude. So you have to keep that in mind. It is different. You have to keep that in mind. Also, there is a specific words that you have to use when you call superiors. The words are "si" or "님." For example, like let's suppose my boss is Mr. Smith. Here in Indonesia, we usually say Pak Smith, which means Mr. Smith. However, in Korea, if I'm in Korea, I have to say Smith Si or Smith Nim. Nim and Si, the word Nim and Si shows more respect, and it is also different grammatical order, so you have to keep that in mind also. Next, I'd like to talk about eye contact. It is pretty much similar to Indonesian eye contact. While people are talking in Korea, they usually make eye contact. However, when superiors talking to subordinate workers are not supposed to make direct eye contact with superiors. Only thing they can do is just keep their head a little bit down and say, 예, 알겠습니다, which means yes sir or yes you're right. And lastly, I'd like to talk about dress code in South Korea. It's also basically same here in Indonesia, same with here in Indonesia. Men usually should wear nice normal suit with white shirts and ties. And men should not wear jewels or other rings. However, there's a little bit difference in dress code here in Indonesia and South Korea. In Korea, usually subordinate workers should wear their jackets all day while they're working. Here in Indonesia, subordinate workers do not usually wear while we're working. So it is totally opposite. So you have to keep that in mind also. Today, so I just talked about 3 important office manners in South Korea: greetings, eye contact, and dress code. Business meetings do not only happen in the office, but it also happens in the restaurant. Hence, dining manners is very essential. From now, Jeff's going to talk about dining manners in South Korea.
I'm going to tell you what the do's and the don'ts and what to expect in the Korean restaurants. First of all, you need to know there are 2 types of Korean meals. You have the family style, depends on the host how many dishes he ordered, usually put in the center. And second, you have the individual meal, where you have this little box, where you have your rice, your entree, your salads, all in front of you. Make sure you be on time. It is really important to be on time. You don't want your host to wait and then get hungry. That's not good. Even better to be even earlier. Make sure you remain eye contact to whoever you're talking to. You don't want to stare at the food while people are talking to you. You don't want to stare at them while they're eating. You want to look at them and then put down your utensils, in this case, chopsticks, and then finish your food in your mouth. In Korea, it is really important to use chopsticks. If you know how to use chopsticks, that's great. If you don't, for Indonesians, we're more familiar with spoons, forks, and knives. So it is really important to know how to use chopsticks. I'm going to give you an example of not a good person, not really familiar with chopsticks, but forced himself to do so. Here, I'm holding chopsticks with a really weird position. I forced myself going to try to go for this roundish food. I can't quite get a hold of it and start scrolling around the plate, and then my left hand just started somehow kind of support it and then pick it up. And you think of this time, man, this can't get any worse. And then you come up with a really tight